Good afternoon and welcome to the second match on match day 2 of the Skyview Boys Schools Cricket Week tournament happening here in Fort Portal City. This game broadcasting live from Nyakasura ground. Well, it is Masaka Secondary School up against St. James. Yes, a correction there. It is Nyakasura. Sorry, it is Masaka Secondary School taking on KIIRA College BUTIKI. Masaka not winning their morning game against School High. And in this game, KIIRA College BUTIKI won the toss and opted to have the ball first. Well, my name is Ivan Cyprian Sajabi here in the commentary box, and I'm not alone. I'm joined in by Fortunate Ali Juna, one of the players who helped avoid your cricket club yesterday to put Honorables to the sword in that game which was played at the Center Park in Kamwengo. Welcome back from the lunch break, Fortunate, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ivan. Thank you very much for the introduction. And what translated in the middle after the captains having a toss, we saw KIIRA College BUTIKI opting to bowl, and it's the same decision that the entire captain took in the morning after winning the toss, and again also opening to bowl. And we saw what really happened. I think it's what the captain for KIIRA College decided to do, or what was really in his mind. Chance of a run out here, quick running between the wickets, and that's the first run of the inning so far. KIIRA College BUTIKI opting to start with the spinners, and only one fielder at the boundary. That is the long off and long on are patrolling the field, the rope. We've seen challenge for the spinners here at this particular ground. Players haven't really put away the spin deliveries. Hit hard, chance of a catch, sailing through the cover area and races to the boundary with ease, bringing up the first boundary for Masaka College. So Masaka losing in the morning against Gulu SS.
Yeah, in that game where Masaka Secondary School just managed to post only 58 runs, and Gulu High School made a late chase, a late walk in that chase. This time around they will need to get themselves off to a very good start. Shouts of how is it, but the umpire says that was angling down. Coach Yusuf Nanga, the head coach for Masaka Secondary School, alongside his team, has people like Geoffrey Kakaire who are helping him there in that dugout. They need to make sure that they get themselves to a solid start, or that is pulled out with power. Massive stroke, and that goes down to the mid-wicket area for yet another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries already in the first over. Masaka Secondary School, season the campaigners and the champions in that western region. They're making sure that they get themselves off to a very good start in this game so that they can put a respectable total.
I think KIIRA College of Turkey have really tried to use the spinners. We've seen the first ball being a spin, another half track there, hit hard, body, and so they are fielding from the fielder, the extra cover region there, rather deep. Mid-wickets who is not particularly at boundary, but managed to stop the ball for two. We've seen a couple of half trackers so far from the spinners in Ngobi Andrew and Eyeru Joel. Joel bowling two balls so far and conceding 2 runs.
Yajoro Air, a proud product of the Soroti Cricket Academy, born and bred from Soroti City, but when he joined his A level, the academy made sure that he gets a bursary at KIIRA College of BUTIKI, where he's managed to pursue his career of playing cricket and currently leading the team. But this is not the only game happening this afternoon. St. Joseph's College Laibe is taking on St. James Secondary School from Nyakasura 2, close to where we are seated. Shirisa Hajanandi is taking on Gulhai at Kanoni Apollo 1. Resort High School versus Goodhart at Select 1. And St. John Secondary School Mokono is taking on Kenge's. It is taking on Kenge's College Budo. Shouts of how is it, but the
having the long off at the boundary and the long on almost 45 yards, and the ball is pitching them kind of short. At least I would prefer to have a deep mid wickets or deep cow corner instead of going for a long on. With that, dot ball brings up the end of over number 2, and the score is 18 for the loss of none.
for no loss means that the current run rate is 9 every over, and the projected score will closely be to 180. Ngobi Andrew back into the bowling attack there for St. James. I beg your pardon, for KIIRA College BUTIKI. St. James also playing from a closer ground here. I see them bowling against St. Joseph's College Laibe. St. Joseph's College Laibe are the champions from the northern region. That is a soft touch and quick running there. Ngobi Andrew. Ngobi is a royal name. If you're called Ngobi from where I come from in the Masaka Kingdom, we could quickly say that you are a prince. That's the name given to the princes. Well, that is worked down to the square leg. Brilliant work there, and just 1 run is given away.
But as Luhakana Amos and Sentum Ashraf, the way how they are rotating the straight, even that they are getting boundaries with ease, but they haven't forgotten the basics of running and rotating the straight, knowing that any dot ball is going to be very, very, very little, especially when you're batting. So they have really managed to rotate the straight around. Throwing the soft chance in the key. Big hit there, straight down the ground. The chase is on, easily picked up by the boundary raider there, the long off, and they will only get 2 runs. Oh, such a powerful shot there. It is from Luhakana Amos.
The same round that's pulled out with a lot of energy. The fielder will just see that one sail away. Another boundary there from Ruhakana Amos. Ruhakana making sure that Masaka Secondary School gets to a very solid total.
the opportunity of a flighted delivery, but tries to hit the inner fielders there mid-on. Doesn't get really much battle on it. Only one run is gotten, but good give back from that bowler. Another flighted delivery. Oh, tries to go on the onside. Use of a wrist, but doesn't get any bat on it. And succumbs for Bobby Andrews. Decisive bowling here, giving the ball flight. I think Sentumi Ashraf has been lazy in that execution, especially playing with soft hands, but being too lazy in committing and closing up his bat early.
Andrew Ngobi makes early inroads there for KIIRA College Butiki, picking up the first wicket for them. Top stuff there being displayed. The umpire saying that was hitting stumps, and KIIRA College Butiki already have the first wicket in the bag.
So if you really saw the replay there, he tries to plant his foot across the line to get that angle and send the ball to the onside, but in return he doesn't really get enough bat on the ball and misses the bat and ends onto the pad. 1 wicket falls for Masaka Secondary School, and the score is 72 for the loss of 1 wicket. Sentumi Ashraf falls for only 5 runs from 8 balls that he faced.
Bit risky there, going on the back foot. You don't need to get behind. You have to try and make sure that you play. But that dot ball marks the end of the over. And after 3 overs, 27 for 1 is now the score. Masaka Secondary School looking comfortable in terms of the way they are scoring. But what they need to take care of is that wicket column. And Jolo Eyaru, the captain for KIIRA College Butiki, will now come back to bowl his second over from the side of the road. The side of the Mavere Ganyina Mwiru, one of the most popular tourism sites here in the tourism city of Fort Portal. Yesterday people were asking where the other parts of of Nyinamwiru went, but only Amavere being the only thing that remained, but a very popular tourism feature. I've seen schools coming around and visiting that place. A few days ago we had Mengo SS. Yesterday we had Lubiri SS coming here. Of course, the schools, when they come to visit those tourism sites, they come and stay at Nyakasura School. Well, that is a bit sloppy in terms of a backup, and that should run away for the boundary. Well, just waiting for the confirmation of the signal, but the umpire should confirm about 5 runs taken there. A bit of an overthrow, costly, and Masaka Secondary School picks up those easy 5 runs.
That was really floppy from the field, especially the backup, after the batter only getting 1 run and then now trying to give a shot at the stumps with no backup and cost your team extra 5 runs. Powerfully struck there. Tries to, another floppy fielding. Tries to retrieve the ball, but will sail to the boundary for 4.
I tell you, the only issue with that long barrier is that the batter, I beg your pardon, the fielder did not quite keep his eyes on the ball, put his body on the line, but shaped away. Very, very costly there as that run is away to the boundary. I tell you, one of the things that is happening in this city of Fort Portal is that there is spotting of talent being done, of course, we have some big officials. Nation. The Honorary Secretary Dennis Msali is right with us here. Umpire Mentor Simon Kintu. The former development manager Okecho Henry here doing some good work with the Soccer College Mwiri, and Emmanuel Isana is former head coach of the Baby Cricket Cranes, also making sure that they spot the talent and make sure that the future of Ugandan cricket is in safe hands. That's played up in the air, chance to catch. A catch is taken and Masaka loses their second wicket. Ngobi Andrew striking in the previous over, and Ayaru Joel also puts inroads and picks up that second wicket for his side. Ruhakana Amos, the man who has been doing wonders for Masaka Secondary School, will have to depart.
That was very bad for Ruhakana Amos, who had a very good cameo, scoring 20 of 13 balls. I think I had started to think that he has gotten into the game, but he couldn't succumb to that bowling, especially the good ball that was meant to be respected and almost defended for your wicket. Tries to go big on it, because you have to keep in mind that there will be one odd boundary that will come, especially one short delivery or full pitched up delivery, but he couldn't wait for that. Patience was calling in this moment.
They need to quickly take care of that wicket column. Masaka Secondary School, we've seen them crumbling, so if they are not cautious, they might end up losing
Beg your pardon. Amos's innings was 28 from 16 balls, not 20. He scored 28. What a good cameo. He would have at least gone on to score a big 50. It would have made a difference. But that's cricket. You never expect anything until it happens. So with that dot ball brings up the end of over number 4, and the score is 35 for the loss of 2 wickets. Short track there, punch through covers, the chase is on, it will race to the boundary. Oh, it has. The umpire should indicate a foul. Lovely shot there. Will race to the boundary. Such a beautiful shot. That is from the new batter. Another beautiful cover drive there. The chase is on. This should go for a boundary as well. Back-to-back boundaries. The umpire should get something here. Is it a boundary? Oh, no it is. No, it isn't a boundary. The umpire is getting a short run between the two batters, Kasule Eri and Twesime Abdushabu. Kasule Eri, one of the batters that really did a good job for his team in the morning with the bat, but now has to continue with such a good job from where he stopped at, despite them losing to Gul in the morning. Twesime Abdushuba hasn't gotten off the mark yet, but Ngobi Andrew continue. Oh, half track, a powerful struck there off the back foot, rocking back on his back foot. sending a half track there at the boundary. Beautiful way to get off the mark, especially getting a much needed boundary. What a shot that is from Tuesime. One thing has really to be done here, especially with the bowling changes. The captain has to think of a solution here, because I'm hoping the spinners, you don't have to bowl them out, all of them, given that they bowled 3 overs in tandem. He has to do something. Does he only have spin bowlers? Another good delivery there, punched back to the bowler. 2 dot balls in a row. But with that dot ball brings up the end of over number 5. And the score is 44 for the loss of 2 wickets. Last over of the power play. What does the captain opt to do? Would he continue with the other bowler in Yasu Joel, who has really done a good job for his team, picking up 1 wicket and having a very good economy of 7. What do you have to do as a captain in this situation? Do you have to protect or defend the last over of the power play? And the batters too must be thinking of something else. Do they really have to lose a wicket, which they don't need at the moment? But what they need is to maximize the last over of the power play, at least get 10 more runs, put the score to at least 50 runs, 54 runs. That should be the target. But as a captain, you really have to do something for your team. Try to restrict the team from getting more runs, and at least pick 1 wicket and make it 3. That would be a very good power play for both sides, both the bowling side and the batting side. Boundary raiders, we have the deep mid wickets, and we have the long on, rather long off. Changing bowling attack, right arm leg spinner coming to play. Starting off with a single, very beautiful shot there through covers for only 1. Extra covers comes into play. Also not the best ball you may see from a leg spinner, especially half tracker there. Flighted delivery, tries to go for a booming drive, doesn't get any bat on it, and misses the stumps. Very beautiful ball there for the young boy, who has been tasked to bowl the last over of the power play. Oh, tries to go on the back foot and hitting the ball through mid-wicket, rather extra covers. Leaning his weight backwards, trying to beat those inner fielders, but doesn't get him bat on it. Another dot ball. Seruwagi Jonah is the bowler. The young boy there trying to do something for his team. Only 1 so far in his 3 balls. Half tracker hit hard back to the bowler, but couldn't get off strike. Kasule Iria and Asim Abdu Swabu. Two balls left to finish the power play. Oh, half tracker there. The ball has to roll to the wicket keeper, and the umpire is contented with the delivery. And with that dot ball brings up the end of over number 6. and the score is rather 45 for the loss of 2 wickets. I think it has been really a good power play for both sides, given that there is no side that has had a much or bigger edge on the power play, given that KIIRA College of BUTIKI picked 2 wickets of the top order batters, and also Masaka Secondary School also managing to score 45 runs in the power play. That shows that they have done some good job, both the sides. Very beautiful start of the over there. Pace bowling change. Pace bowler comes into the attack. Starts off with a beautiful delivery there, bowling from the primary end side. Starts with a perfect execution of a 3/4 there. Another half tracker there, hit hard, beating the inner fielders at extra cover. The ball goes rolling to the boundary for 4. The only job that has to be done is to retrieve the ball from the second ground where St. James is taking on Laibi. But what a powerful shot that was. With it on offhand, hit with power, cut hard through extra covers. Oh, another inside edge there. Will beat the inner fielder there at short fine leg, and will get back-to-back boundaries. 2 boundaries so far in 3 balls. After the power play, not the best shot that you would say, but the ends justify the means. Getting back-to-back boundaries. That shot came off the inside edge. Arjuna Davin has to do something to come back to better figures. So far he's having 8 runs from 3 balls. Well, much better delivery there, really much better. Asking the batter to play from the back foot, and KIIRA has nothing to do about that delivery other than throw arms at it. KIIRA already has 14 from 7 balls, striking in at 200. Such a beautiful strike rate. That should be a wide. Trying to bowl it wide away from the batter, KIIRA, but in turn the umpire calls it a wide. You can see here the game plan, given that he has a deep extra cover patrolling the field, the field boundary there. He's trying to bowl it wider, such that he uses his fielders very well. Two balls left in this over. Oh, tries to go for a big shot on the onside. Oh, what a floppy fielding that was. I think he tried to stop the ball outside the boundary yard. Yeah, he did. After the ball had passed the boundary, tries to retrieve it, even putting in a dive. That calls for awareness of the boundary placements. But there was a faint edge on that ball to send the ball to the boundary. I would say fortune favors the brave. He went for a shot and he got the result. That is KIIRA now at 18 from 9. With that boundary brings up the end of the seventh over, and the score is 58 for the loss of 2 wickets. Beautiful. Tuesime Abdshwab, he really knows what has to be done for a short ball. Really rocks back on his back foot, opens up himself, and gives himself room to access that onside. Hits the ball with power and precision to beat the deep mid-wicket fielder there to get the first boundary of the over. Another half track there. This time round tries to hit it through the offside, but couldn't get the ball to go past that cover fielder. Something questionable about the length here, the lane that is being bowled to. Powerfully struck. There is no one there. That should be a 6, and 6 it is. What a powerful strike that is. Beautiful shot from the young man there. Tuesime Abdshwab, who goes on one knee and launches the ball all the way out of the field to get the maximum, the first maximum of this inning, first maximum of this game. Another powerful shot there. You can see the intent with which he's hitting these balls. You can see clearly that the intent is on. He's going hard up after the ball. Good rotational strike. Good awareness of what has to be done. Poor fielding. Tries to stop the ball for one and only cost his team another 1 run. Beautiful awareness between the two batters in Tuesime Abdshwab and KIIRA, whose rotation of strike has been paramount, and boundary hitting options have really been so precious in this inning. That would be a dot ball, could be umpire. And with that dot ball, the score is 71 for the loss of 2 wickets after 8 overs. Dot ball to start with from Arjuna. We saw how economical his over was in his previous over. Oh, another half track there. Tries to rock back on his back foot and sending it to the onside, but doesn't really get enough room for himself. Send that ball to the boundary. Finds himself locked up and cramped for room. And the bowler Arjuna really does heavy work to stop that ball from going past him for a run or two. Wow, beautiful length there, beautiful length. You can see the energy is steaming in. I think he's charged himself up. He's bowling at full strength. You can feel that he's really giving in 100% of himself. Beautiful touch there. Drop and run. Oh, floppy fielding through the legs. Had the ball been racing to the boundary with sheer pace, it would have raced the boundary. But good enough, it was not that quick. He had much time to retrieve the ball, but really missed on his technique there. Something to ask about the technique, especially the fielding techniques that these boys from KIIRA College of Tuku do possess. Chance of a catch up in the air. The field at point really doesn't anticipate the ball very well. Chance of a 2 and the wicket 2. You see running the trajectory of the ball, and initial movement was forward and doesn't really anticipate where the ball was to land. But that was at least a chance that should have been utilized. Dead ball it is. Whenever we see that mostly done by the pace bowlers, whenever they don't feel like bowling or whenever they get some poor running in their run up, they tend not to bowl. That's something that has to be done for bowlers. Whenever you feel something not right for you, you don't have to continue with your run up or deliver ball. But with that dot ball, brings up the end of over number 9, and the score is 74 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Another simmer there coming in for KIIRA College BUTIKI, steaming in so fast. Gets one going down the leg, and that will be adjudged by the umpire. The two umpires standing in this game, Jeremy Abalo, one of the players who played their cricket there from that Gulu City. Did some action there with the Gulu Knights. Did some coaching there at Agulu University with some of his colleagues who had a cricket background back in theirs, but he's remained committed to giving back to the game. In his free time, he was always coaching in some of the primary schools around Gulu City. Standing alongside that man there, Saddam Oyaga, who is also doing a lot of good work, mainly in the area in the Nairo region, but he was formerly working with the South Cricket Academy, developing cricket in that eastern region. They now come and bring their expertise and knowledge in this match. This time round, a lot of width on the offer, played down to covers. Brilliant stop there from the captain, Ayar Joel. Just goes down and makes sure that that one does not run anywhere. KIIRA College BUTIKI still adding up some bit of pressure. 75 for 2 after 9.2 overs. Masaka Sek wants to get themselves something slightly above. Well, that is pulled away. What a shot. Good. A bit pedaled, but in the act of completing that shot, he hits his wicket. Unfortunately, that boundary will not pay off as he will perish.
What an unfortunate way to lose your wicket, I might say. After hitting a very beautiful shot there, good use of the wrists, but ending up colliding with the stumps, which in laws of cricket is called to be a wicket, and the boundary doesn't really count. Really, really, really unfortunate for the young man there, Kasimwe Abdul Shabbat, who was really having a beautiful cameo.
I tell you something, the only issue with that shot fortunate is that the man was too deep in the crease. That's why in the process of completing the shot he hit his stumps. But the shot was real on, actually managing to knock it into the gap there for a boundary. Indeed, an unfortunate way to perish. But nevertheless, the game has to keep rolling.
consistent batter for Masaka at the moment, having 28 runs from 15 balls, striking in at 186, and now they pick up a well-deserved wicket there off the yellow BW, trying to drive on the up and misses everything. Ball ends on the back pad. The umpire does no mistake there.
I tell you something, he was caught in the middle of actions. No shot offered anyway. In that case, didn't know what to do when that ball was coming into him. Dead plumb. Very late work there for the umpires. Raise up his finger. KIIRA College Butiki picking up their third wicket. And indeed, I beg your pardon, their fourth wicket, but the wicket of an aggressive batter. The man who has been doing some work there for the side. Celebration for them as KIIRA departs 28 off 16 at a strike rate of 175. It feels that he was doing very good work there for Masaka Secondary School.
With area departing, Matovu Muhammad is the new batter. With only 3 balls left for Davin. Or starts to go by trying to go across the lane. Lucky enough, doesn't get played on. But there was a faint inside edge that ends on his pad. At the moment, Masaka doesn't have to lose another wicket. They'll try to control this middle phase of the game, especially after the power play, and now with only 10 overs down. Powerfully struck there. Only 1 run they will get. Long off comes into play, puts in a very beautiful throw back to the bowler in Devin Arjuna.
I tell you, one of the things that's happening here in Fort Portal City is that BUTIKI Uganda Limited has made sure that on every ground there is a scoreboard, and all those boards are operating. Are a good form of sponsorship, trying to make sure that the players who are batting inside can know what they are chasing or what they have, try and make sure that they play according to the game plan. BUTIKI Uganda, partners of Uganda Cricket Association, or rather Cricket Uganda. But a lot of good work being done here to make sure that this tournament moves smoothly. Harris International, under their product of Skyview, also making sure that they bring some sponsorship money to make sure that things move smooth here in the city of tourism. 11 overs gone and 87 for 4 is now the score. Masaka Secondary School projected score 158, current run at 7.9. 8 overs remaining complete the first innings of this game, and if you have just joined in, this match is happening between Masaka Secondary School, who are taking on KIIRA College Butiki, and across from where we are, St. James Secondary School is taking on St. Joseph's College Laibi. We'll be giving you the updates in just a bit. Pace continuing there for over number 12. Played uppish, but doesn't put it into the gap. some good awareness there between the batters. They see that the wicketkeeper had missed that one because it was too wide from him. Capitalize on that chance and run quick and make sure that they add something on board there for Masaka's sake.
Five wickets in the dugout for Masaka there. Beautiful way to end the over. A dot ball. 52, rather 92 for the loss of 5 wickets. 12 overs down. The last 8 overs. 8 overs left. We have to be distributed between the 5 bowlers for KIIRA College Butiki. We saw Ngobi Andrew bowling 3 overs. Ejeri Joel has 2 overs left. Seruwaji Jonah has also 2 overs left. Bulayo Keron also has 2, and Ajuna Davin has 1. And the captain has to make a change. Brings in the spinner. Hit off the back foot there to start with. Single to start the over for Marius Moisige. Gets off strike, and the most established of the two, Maurice Moisige and Fabius Katumba. It's now Katumba on strike, who has 8 runs from only, rather 5 runs from only 8 balls. Goes over the cover area and only gets 1 run. Oh, Abish. Oh, beautiful stop there at point. Beautiful stop. Marius Moisige. Marius Mujenyi trying to do something with the bat here, trying to make sure that the scoreboard keeps ticking. Trying to rotate strike with his partner, Fabius Katumba. Good use of the wrist there. Working it on the onside. Square leg comes into play. Stops the ball for only 1. But beautiful use of wrist there. I would say it was almost a half tracker. But really knows his strength. Doesn't have to do anything. Oh, beautiful shot there. Beautiful shot. Ball sliding down the leg side, and only does escort the ball to the boundary by whacking it on the onside. Beautiful shot swatch. Bowler here really not persistent with the length that he has been bowling to, and the lane as well is to be questioned. Bowling down the leg there. Eyaru Joel is the victim for the boundary. He had gotten a very good start of the over, but couldn't hold on to that. So that boundary brings up the end of over number 13, and the score is 100. Keron continuing from Mabero Ganyinamwiru end. Wade is the call. I think he's looking for a Yorker. But if you look at the action, instead of bowling side on, has bowled that one almost chest on. In that way you lose alignment and you lose control of the ball, and that has been the problem for Joel, rather for Keron. Apish beats the inner fielder, goes off a cover fielder there, chance of a run out. The throw is at the wrong end of the wicket keeper. It would have been easier if he had aimed throwing the ball to the bowler, but that would be too beautiful shot. Really knowing the field placements there, knowing that the cover fielder is almost at the short cover area, and going over him was very beautiful to watch. Full presentation of the bat there from Katumba, who has shown really beautiful technique, especially playing on the offside. Most of his runs have been from the offside. Oh, catch him! Oh, almost a catch taken by the wicket keeper. But the chance is put down. The keeper had to dive to his right. Gets the ball into the glove but doesn't really hold on to the ball as it falls on the ground. A very beautiful chance that was. Had it turned out to be a wicket, it would have been chance of the catch of the tournament so far. I haven't seen better chances than those rather than that. Another chance goes begging there. But Marius Mugenyi continues to rotate the strike, knowing exactly that he doesn't have to do so much thing. Let him leave the work to the more established batter, Fabius Katumba, who has 10 runs from 14 balls. That means he has got his eyes into the game. He has acclimatized the condition and the bounce of the pitch. Having faced 15 balls, you get really to know what the pitch is offering, the bounce. That should be called as no ball. Does it? No, the umpire is contented. That's a good ball. And up in the air, taken by the field at mid-on. They are going to have a conversation there. They are not really sure of what really happened, but we can see Katumba walking off. He really knows that it's a fair delivery. He knows that he's in a bit of a problem there. He doesn't have to wait for the umpire's decision, but the catch was taken, catch completed. The 6th wicket fall for Masaka Secondary School. 106 for the loss of 6 wickets.
$106, make it 107 for 6 after 14 overs. 6 overs are remaining to complete this game. The new man who has just walked in is Sianga Moses. He gets off the mark right away. Tell you KIIRA College Butiki won the toss and opted to bowl first in this game. Masaka Secondary School now at 107 for a loss of 6 wickets. This exciting matchup is happening here at Nyakasura School, and This is the main oval, but from where we are, we can see the Nyakasura 2 oval. Looking at the table standings, in Group A, Shirisa Janandi is topping 2 out of 2. They have 8 points, but followed closely there by St. John's High School Kawuga, who have also made it 2 out of 2. In Group B, Busoga College Muri topping. They've played 2 games and won both their games, and the rest of the other teams, but in the second position, St. James, who have just 1 win. I tell you, an interesting thing on this table standings is that every win carries 4 points. So every time you pick your victory, you get those 4 points. Good stuff there. Another swimmer there coming into the attack. Arjuna Davin, and starts with 1 bowled onto the offside.
A really good bowler. I'm impressed among all the bowlers that I've seen today for KIIRA College Butiki. He has been one of the bowlers that I would really appreciate, that has given everything to his team, especially the 3-quarter that he has executed.
This time round he bowls 1 straight, and that's blocked so well. Back notes there in the over. Projected score 152. Masaka Seke consistently scoring at about 7.6. Misses his line, and that will be down the leg for yet another wide, but the wicketkeeper doing some brilliant work to stop that one.
In my opinion, I would say consistency has been lacking for most of the bowlers. At least every bowler has bowled a wide or 2, given that they haven't really been precise with the length that they are bowling to. With Arjuna Davin, yes, he has bowled some.
I tell you, those are some of the lessons that school come and pick from this nationals tournament. You know, this is a tournament where you keep growing in the tournament and learning some new things. I think if they can do that better in the upcoming games, minimizing on the number of extras, maybe they can turn out to play and become one of the better sides. Of course, KIIRA College will take one of the season campaigners, one of the schools who often come for this nationals. This tournament, the only debutant is Renzori High School. A bit of a half tracker, and that's played to the extra cover area, short and wide, and pumped into that gap for that single.
Yeah, beautiful shot there from the young man Mujenyi, who is scoring at almost 160, having 9 runs from 5 balls, rather from 6 balls. Now you spoke of the extras. So far they have 11. KIIRA College Butiki has bowled 11 extras, 10 wides and 1 no ball. That shows that so many of the extras have been bowled, and something that you have to think about, give your thought, gives in a sign of a cross there as he's come to bowl.
There is something onto that one, and the fielder is very interested. Some sound coming from there, but the umpire unshaked with that appeal and just calls that over to an end.
Overs, 15 overs down, and the score is 109 for the loss of 6 wickets.
I tell you, those 4 wickets that are remaining for Masaka Secondary School down in the dugout should give these batters who are in some confidence and make sure that they go for those big hits. Make sure that they get close to 150 runs. KIIRA College Butiki is not a side you can bog down easily. And given the fact that this outfield is very electric, You need to try and make sure that you get as many runs as you can. It's been chill breezy, but some drizzles, but not any heavy pour. KIIRA College BUTIKI will now go for a spinner coming from the side of the staff quarters. And the things I've seen is that the side of the staff quarters has some banana plantations. Not sure when they will be serving us some matoke. A lot of weed is there, and that is plied down the ground. Good work done in the deep, but they'll just sit for one run. You would feel that maybe they could have picked up a quick double.
Track there, aiming at beating that fielder on his right at deep extra covers, but doesn't really get what he wishes for. But the shot was on. Only settle for one.
This time round, he turns and works it away. The first fielder misses it, and the next also not applying the best technique, and that will run away for yet another boundary.
Pure beautiful shot there is, as I always say, if you're to play very beautiful shot, it set yourself up, and this is what we saw with the young man, setting himself up in a very beautiful position and staying balanced, sending the ball to the boundary. But there was a little bit of floppy fielding at the man at what a catch that is. Caught and bowled. At the first instant, he did catch the ball. On the second rebound, he grabs the ball with one hand, and there is some mute of celebrations there.
I tell you, that is caught on the second chance, but he manages to grip onto it, and that leads to yet another wicket there for Masaka Secondary School. Not sure why they are so muted. Not sure why the body language has gone very, very low. Every time you show your enemies that you're conceding defeat, they come with a lot of positivity. So and make sure that you celebrate the small moments. This is just a learning curve. It's just a tournament that happens, and make sure that it gives these youngsters opportunity to come and shine on big stages.
Speaking of the muted delivery, rather muted celebrations here, could it be because of the 100 plus runs that Masaka has scored? Did they really not wish for them to reach at this moment? Was they not their target? Those are all the questions that are running in my mind.
Newman plays that one down the ground. Should be hit powerful enough to hit the field, to go past the fielder, and that run is away for yet another boundary.
Really good shot there. Good shot back straight to the bowler, but almost away from the stumps. At this moment, every boundary that is added to the total is an extra boundary, I would say, because in this level you don't have a lot of all-rounders. Powerfully struck. Fielder is under the ball. Oh, chance put down.
These missed chances might be the moments for KIIRA College BUTIKI to regret about. I tell you, you don't need to give away many of these. Get hold onto that. Get the wicket and send some more pressure onto the batting lineup. But a chance is put down. Disappointed that the fielder could not make that quick reaction and hand in that throw. Maybe he could have chanced himself to get another run out. Played with power down the ground, but there is protection and just a single run is taken. Sloppiness. You don't need to fumble a lot, because you could quickly give these batters a chance of taking up another run.
Edwin Mukisa and Sianga Moses at batters on straight, rather on the strip there, the two batters. But with that single brings up the end of over number 16. The score is 119 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Already in the defendable zones, I think if in these remaining about 4 overs, Masaka could stretch and pick at least more 20 runs and get close to that 140 runs mark, they will have gotten themselves off to a total that they can maybe quickly come and put up a very good game and defend.
Me, I believe hitting that target of 120 is a very good score at the moment, though, so any run that is added will be an additional run.
New Sima coming there into the attack, but starts off not quite well, giving away and it is a free run. Played with power down to the extra cover area. Good work there in the deep and good throw handed in. Just a single run taken.
So in this tournament we really haven't seen death over bowling, and at this moment is what we shall be hoping for. We saw only Neuro bringing in some little bit up in the air. Will fall safely. Coming back to the point I was trying to allude on is the death in bowling. We saw that with Neuro Jonathan in the last game against Ontario, where he tried to bowl the slowers, and it is at this stage where you deploy the slowers. The Yorkers dropped. Touch and go. Only one will be taken. But we haven't seen those techniques employed with these young guys. I think, could it be a matter of maturity in the game? We know Jonathan Nero is way far mature in the game and he knows all those techniques and he has really grown to the third man fielder.
Squeezes in that dirty ball, very, very vital for KIIRA College Butiki. Another one full, but played down to the mid-wicket area. They run very quickly and pick up that single. But friend, I tell you something, there is a game that is happening at St. Leo's Chegobe Ground 2, where 9 ducks have been scored in a single game. King's College Budo, who have lost 2 games in the tournament already, they are at the brink of losing their 3rd consecutive game in this tournament. They've been bowled out for just 19 runs. I tell you, only one player, Jagenda Haruna, who was with me here in the comms yesterday, stood tall, scoring 11 of 5. The rest of the batters scored 0, but 8 extras given away by St. John Secondary School Mukono, and the King's College Budo got bowled out for just 19 runs. Not defendable anyway. Maybe since the weather is a bit chilly, they could be praying that some rains pour down there. But not a very good tournament for them. Feel bad for my friends. The coach, Wakamara Ronald, who actually coached me when I was in high school, alongside Godfrey Mutiaba. Not sure what is happening there. Yesterday I had Jagenda Haruna. He told me that the wickets are a bit spongy compared to the surface they use in Wudo. But that cannot be an excuse. As the game is played, you need to adjust and make sure that you get into these new conditions and make sure that you play well into them. Joro Eyaru comes into the bowling attack there for KIIRA College Butiki from the side of the staff quarters. Starts with a dot, but making some field settings. He saw that the batter wanted to play it on the onside, sends a fielder there, but still it is played in that same area. Good work, and just a single is taken.
Budo scoring 19 all out. That's way unexpectable. Way unexpectable Budo aces. We've seen such low scores, but not from schools that have been into this tournament for long. Speaking of Budo, it's one of the schools that you really expecting schools week, season in, season out. We saw a score that was 4 all out. You were commentating over umpiring those games in Jinja, where Nyakasura picked up all the wickets against, what team was that, for only 4 runs. That was a very low score, but the school was growing to cricket. But now for Budo, it's respectable, and it really doesn't make much meaning coming to this tournament. We were expecting much from Budo. 3 losses in a row. But while we are talking about Budo, falling wicket here, the 8th wicket for Masaka College, rather Masaka Secondary School. Edwin Mukisa loses his wicket, clean bowled by Joel Eyaru.
Joel Eyaru, the captain for the side, doing some good work. Applied down the ground and off the mark right away. A poor throw there, and they capitalized to pick up that other run. KIIRA College BUTIKI has given away many easy runs in the infield there. So that should be one of the other things they should be looking at correcting in the upcoming game. Hassan Waswa is the new man who's walked in and is already off the mark. Plays one down the ground, but not with enough power. That was a bit full, and it should have played it away.
With that, dot ball brings up the end of over number 18, and the score is 1-3-1 for 8.
The 1-3-1 for 8, in my opinion, very defendable for Masaka Secondary School. If they can come and put a good bowling performance, don't do anything sloppy, and don't allow many to go through them, I believe they could quickly pick up a victory and walk away as victors in this game. 2 overs remaining to complete the first innings of this game. KIIRA College BUTIKI won the toss and elected to have the ball first, but you could quickly feel that that decision has started to backfire. 131 already on board. They've already given out 12 extras, 12 free runs given to Masaka Secondary School in the form of extras. And now they're just going to bowl these remaining 2 overs. If they could bowl them well and maybe come and bat well, could feel that maybe they could quickly pick up a victory.
Beautiful shot there, beautiful shot. Pitch up delivery, offers off the front foot and accesses that onside where there is no protection at all. Really beautiful pickup shot that is from the young man Moses Sewanga. Chance of a 2. Really beautiful running between the wickets, but they will only get 1 run. Good job done by the fielders there. asking the ball to be hit, and surely it does.
Premier the new
We are back for the second innings of this game. 147 runs for KIIRA College Butiki to get if they'll pick up a victory here against Masaka Secondary School. This is match day 2 of the annual UCA Skyview Boys Schools Cricket Week Tournament. A shout out to the sponsors who have made sure that they put resources together to make sure that we have this beautiful tournament happen. Addis International, under their product of Skyview, you can clearly see some teardrops of Skyview around the fields. They gave us the money, so we give them the mileage. BUTIKI Uganda Limited also making sure that there are scoreboards on every ground. About 6 grounds are being used, and every ground has a scoreboard courtesy of BUTIKI Uganda Limited. Cricket Uganda also making sure that we get these games up and running, putting resources together, making sure that the accommodation, meals and everything really moves so well. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi here in the comms, and I'm not alone. But that's the first ball, not bowled really. Allow me welcome Fortunate Ali Juna here. Fortunate, welcome back from the break. A run to get things going there for Masaka Secondary School. I tell you something, Masaka is displaying some good body language when you see the way they are trying to back themselves. Kukas and bowling with the slip fielder. Fielder there at first slips. He knows those balls will be angling away from the batter, so he's trying to make sure that he creates those chances. And his protection is at extra cover and long on. The rest of the fielders, of course, we are still into the power play, are doing their work from the inner circle. This time round, that's shot and bowled a bit quick, but played in the gap. But this batter is not taking that run.
Talking of the energies, Ivan, having 146 runs really give you the boost, really give you the confidence to get the body language up and stay on top of your opponents. But start with, it's another dot ball there from the off spinner who is using the slip. But we've seen the technique of these batters, especially Mwenje Asha, who is defending from the front foot. That's the chance that the bowler Sentume Ashraf is trying to utilize, getting that outside edge, the ball challenging the outside edge to the slip, and this is why he's really employing the slip fielder there. Ball there, another dot ball to finish up the over, and only 3 runs gotten from that over. Very beautiful start of the innings here for Masaka Secondary School.
I tell you, in a game where you need about 8 runs every over, getting to win the very first over means you need to pull up your stockings. KIIRA College Butiki will need to make sure that they become a little more aggressive if they are to pick up a victory this afternoon. The breeze still moving across here. We've not seen the sun shine a lot today. I think later on in the evening, those things of showering may not be considered as heavenly things. After all, they are not even in the Bible. But the weather in Fort Portal is really treating us well. Everything has been moving smoothly so far. Second over gets one turning away. Very quick there from the batter. I tell you, these batters are not looking to be having any clue on how to take on these spinners.
Really playing with laziness there.
A full toss, a hit me ball played down the ground, but just one run is taken off that one.
If you look at the power play that Masaka Secondary School really had, they had a very good power play of 45 runs, and it's the beat. If you chase down 146 runs, it's the beat that you really have to dance on. You don't want to be short of what your partners got in the power play. You really have to be better, or at least go at the same run rate as they did. But another dot ball for KIIRA. Beautiful turn there, turn and bounce there from the left arm spinner. KIIRA Asoni, who is bowling from the staff quarter end, bowling with the left arm orthodox.
A bit short and wide, applied sloppiness in the cover area, and the run is taken.
Surely that single wouldn't bother the Masaka boys so much, given that they have cut off all the boundary options. Talking of cutting off the boundary option, they have the long on at the boundary.
I tell you, if KIIRA College BUTIKI is to get themselves to a total that they can fight around and maybe... Sorry, I tell you, if KIIRA College BUTIKI is to chase down these 146 runs total, they must get a very good power play. They need about 50 runs, but as it stands, things don't look to be going their way. 4 for no loss. I beg your pardon, 5 for no loss after 2 overs. Not a very good position to stand in. You would feel that they are not really getting those runs quick and easy. KIIRA Hassan back there to bowl. Just bowling everything stump to stump, not giving these batters anything to walk around with. But the good news is that the sun has come out. So, should be a moment of joy here at the Nyakasura main oval.
Looking at the way how the KIIRA boys have taken on the proceedings, they are really not trying to go hard onto the ball. Don't think they are looking at getting that 160, rather 146 runs. I think they are trying to look out of a way how to survive through. But if you chase down 140, you have to do something out of the ordinary, especially in the power play.
I tell you, if Masaka SS is having hazard spinners, they should be employing them to come and try and make sure that they bowl. But that is a bowling change there. So it's not a bowling change, it's sent to me Ashraf, who bowled the first over of the game. That's played down the ground, and just one run taken. This is the time where we need to try and make sure that you get as many spinners as you can, so that they come and do the good work for you. They need to grit work. A bit of a floater. Brilliant ball there.
Dot ball to finish up the over number 3, and the score is only 7 for the loss of none. And if you're to look at the way how these two teams have managed to bowl in the power play, all the two teams have used spinners, but the difference is in the lane where the spinners have bowled to. We saw in the first innings the two spinners that opened for KIIRA College BUTIKI weren't really precise with the lanes that they bowled to. But these two spinners in Sentume Ashraf and Adrian Mukisa, they haven't really given free beats to the opponents. They have been precious with the lanes that they bowled to.
That is played. Takes his time there to collect that one. Just Songoran is taken. Masaka Secondary School not in any sorts of pressure while defending this 143 runs. That is played up in the air, chance to catch, good judgment, and the catch is taken. A floater there, the batter thought that was the ball to hit, he goes for it, and he follows for the trap. Masaka Secondary School pick up their first wicket.
Very beautiful wicket they are taken. First wicket fall for KIIRA College Butiki. You could see how attacking this field has been for Masaka Aces, given that in the power play you're allowed to use two fielders, but they only go for one fielder, and that is the long on, and bring in the long on fielder in the 30 yards. Only one fielder is patrolling the boundary. You see how attacking they are, and that attacking fielding has really brought them fortunes and picking the first wicket. 8 runs for KIIRA College Butiki. And the new batter walks in. 3 balls left for Edwin Mukisa, whose economy is really good, having an economy of 2.2, whereas his partner Sentumi Ashraf has also an economy of 2.5. That shows how good they have been with the ball, restricting KIIRA College Butiki to only 8 runs so far in 3.3 overs.
Masaka Secondary School still putting in the good work. They believe that they can quickly defend this total. Another floater is played up in there, chance to catch. There's a fielder, catch is taken, and the second wicket in the over, second wicket in the match there for Masaka Secondary School.
This is a pressure moment, really pressure moment. You see the first bowler setting him up, bowling a perfect length for the left arm off spinner, left arm spinner sending the batsman on the back foot, and now bowling it full. Flayton tries to back himself up and send the ball to the boundary, but really doesn't get the desired elevation to beat that fielder, the long on fielder, who is really patrolling the boundary, and falls for the trap. Fielder goes for an Australia catching technique, where mostly you won't lose the catching.
Yeah, typical Australian technique there being employed by the fielder to get that side another wicket. Seruwaji Jona departs without putting any runs there for KIIRA College Butiki. Masaka making sure that they pick these wickets quickly. 8 for 2 already. No runs coming and wickets are rattling. His teammates are telling him that he should stick on the same plan. Those floaters doing some good work there. Play down the ground and no run taken. Well, that dot ball will mark at the end of the over. 8 for 2 after 4 overs is now the score here at Nyakasura main oval.
At this stage, 4 overs down, Masaka Secondary School was having 35 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. You can see the difference in the run gap, the difference in the run scored by KIIRA College Butiki. Almost 27 runs difference. That's a very, very, very big difference. If you're to chase down a score that mammoth 146 to be specific. But new bowler will be coming to the attack from The primary end side.
Down the ground for a single at a time where KIIRA College BUTIKI needs to get boundaries. They've not managed to knock the ball around.
Yeah, that one run won't really hurt Masaka SS that much, given that we haven't seen a boundary yet in this inning. Two fielders patrolling the boundary, deep mid on.
Another quick running there and another run on board. Doing some good work here for KIIRA College BUTIKI. The two men there, Kiyoka Anson and Eyaru Joel. Played down the ground, quick running, but they will only take one run. Some athleticism being displayed by these fielders of Masaka Secondary School.
Yeah, talking of their fielding, they, as we talked earlier of the energies in the field, you clearly see how ruthless they are with the balls, with stopping balls. Their field placements has been perfect at the start.
Another one with some power played down the ground. Just a run taken again. The bowler has been introduced in the attack, Kasule. Not replicating the Rupavens that the other spinners have used. That is played up in there. Chance to catch. Good judgment. A catch is taken. And the third wicket there for KIIRA College BUTIKI goes down. Masaka Secondary School have all taken these 3 wickets through catches. The spinners creating chances, and they will try to make sure that they apply the pressure quickly.
Really tight lane there. Tight lane executed by area. Very beautiful ball. The batter really tries to go over the inner fielders on the offside. Throws all his hands onto the ball and doesn't really go over the fielders as he had intended.
Medi waliwo nyine.
Tukola Medi tukole. Webale Medi. Webale Medi. Kola. Kipa. Bola. Aya Medi tukole mwana, tukole Medi. Come on, Medi. Medi tukole mwana, one day to go.
KIIRA College of BUTIKI, just 13 runs and 4 wickets lost already. They need to make sure that they do something if they are to get themselves in a chance. Confirmation of the end of the power play there from the umpire. Spin still continue to do things here. A very short ball there, but edged and bowled. I tell you something, the shot was on, but the timing was not on. That edges to the bat and to the stumps. And that will be the 5th wicket for Masaka Secondary School. KIIRA College of BUTIKI has already lost a half of the batters.
Really bad there for KIIRA College of BUTIKI. Really, he picks up the length of the ball early and really does that moving back and across movement. But the problem is he moves up very early and loses sight of the ball, raises his head instead of holding his shape and keeping his body down, gets on an inside edge and gets played on. Another wicket, 5 wickets, only 14 runs, almost halfway through the wicket column. New batter goes off the mark with a booming pick-up shot there, but there is protection at boundary. Only 1 run will be taken from that.
the sun is shining. You could feel that it is shining in the favor of Masaka Secondary School, who are donning that yellow outfit. They've really put up a very good show. Drives that one with power. Down to the ground. Brilliant stop there. He's putting his body to make sure that he stops that one. Agaba Regan and Ibalayo Karen are the batters who are in for KIIRA College Butiki, but the things don't look so good for them. 15 for 5. You would feel that Masaka is applying pressure. But that's played. But no run taken whatsoever.
Very good piece of bowling from Eric Kasule. Some balls bowled with pace on, others slow deliveries. Ooh. Almost getting another inside edge into play there, but the short fin leg stops the ball for only 1 run. Beautiful over, only 2 runs conceded from that over, picking up a wicket, and the score is 16 for the loss of 5 wickets.
In some of the results, St. John Secondary School has beaten King's College Ibudo by 9 wickets. King's College Ibudo facing the 3rd straight loss in this tournament. They were really not having a good run in the tournament so far. They come as the 5th team from the Central Region, but things not looking good for them here at the Nationals. Placed in that Group B, they played 3 games and lost all the games. In the first game, they were bowled out for 33. In the morning, they were bowled out for 68. And this afternoon, they have been bowled out for just 19 runs by St. John Secondary School. A lot of hard to be done. I tell you, yesterday they were without their captain, Edward Mugwanya, who had traveled to Kenya with the Push Cricket Academy team. But even upon his return, his side didn't quite manage to pick that victory. But in the other games that are live, St. Joseph's College Laibi has posted 131. I beg your pardon. They have scored some issues there, some glitches in the scores, but we will be just updating something and we will be giving you the scores. This game, medium pace has been introduced into the attack there for Masaka Secondary School, doing a lot of good work, not giving these batters anything to work around with.
17 for the loss of 5 wickets is the score at the moment. Tries to go across the line, trying to use energy to hit the ball, but the alignment is key in everything that you do. You have to align with the ball properly. If you send it to the boundary, you don't just have to swing around. That's much better. Aligning himself in perfect position, tries to just push his arms towards the ball and gets much contact, contrary to what he was doing earlier. With that, dot ball brings up the end of over number 8, and the score is 17 for the loss of 5 wickets. (130) runs are needed in 12 overs. To be specific, 72 balls with 5 wickets remaining. Required run rate is now piling at, rather escalating to 1 to 10.82, which is quite mammoth. But the spinner Eric KIIRA will continue from the primary end. Starts with a floated delivery. Oh, chance of a run, but they won't take any. Poor throw to the wicket keeper, and the backup is here. They won't even take a single of that ball. KIIRA has really been good with the ball, I might say. Beautiful ball there. Another dot ball outside fourth or fifth stump. Oh, beaten for turn. Even the wicket keeper squared up, couldn't stop that ball. But there is a very beautiful retrieve of the ball from short third man, and rather short fine leg, and the slip fielder, who is almost, in fact, short third man. Very tight with the lanes. Very tight. Everything straight up to the stumps. Kieran Balayo. Oh, beautiful shot off the back foot, sending it to the sweep fielder, who is patrolling that region vacantly always. Very quiet for the time being. He hasn't been into play, but does a very beautiful pickup and only gets one. Agaba Regan and Balayo Kieran need to do something. Upish picked up very well. Fielder under the ball, takes a beautiful catch there, rolls on his back, completing that brilliant catch. Really eye-catching catch that is. 6 wickets have fallen for KIIRA College Butiki. But what catch that has been. You couldn't anticipate him taking such a beautiful catch. But all has been a setup by the spinner Hassan Waswa, who bowled 4 dot balls in his over. Now the batters got a feeling of trying to get boundary and set the bowler off his strong zone, and ending up succumbing to his tricks. Hassan Waswa very well bowled, only 1 run in his over. 18 runs from 9 overs. 6 wickets have fallen. And with that wicket introduces in a new batter, Tambulira Muhasini. Tambulira Muhasini is the new batter on straight away. The bowler starts with a wide. Could have done better. You don't have to do those things at the moment. Well delivered there. Perfect length. Ooh, another false shot there. Asking the batter to come on the front foot. Really planting his front foot and pushing his arms towards the ball. Doesn't really reach on bounce of the ball. Doesn't really cover the lane of the ball. Tuesime Abdushwabu is the bowler. Oh, Apish throws all his hands towards the ball. Will only get 1 run. Very beautiful work done by the point fielder to stop the ball from going for 2 or 4. Really quick off the surface. Tuesime Abdushwabu. Tight lanes there. Tight lanes from Tuesime. Already only 2 runs from his 4 balls that he has bowled. 1 being a wide and 1 being not perfectly timed. An outside edge. You can see he's doing a tremendous job for his team. Beautiful there. You can see the excitement of the wicket keeper flying off the ground after picking up a very beautiful delivery from Asimwe. 127 runs are needed in 10.1 overs. Every dot ball that comes escalates the required run rate. And the required run rate at the moment is 12.29. And with that, dot ball brings up the end of over number 10, and the score is 20 for the loss of 6 wickets. After Masaka's coming a loss to Gulu in the morning, now it's a perfect time to come back to the winning track if they get this into their pockets. A whack on the onside there from KIIRA Vulayo, who gets off strike and lets Tambulira Muhaisini on strike. Half track there, and that should be a weight, and the weight it is. That's the problem of bowling leg spin. Control has always been an issue in every over of a leg spinner. You have to expect a short ball or a full toss. There it goes down the leg and swept hard for a boundary. We haven't really seen boundaries in this inning, and that should be the first boundary in this inning. The bowlers have been really precise with the length, and the fielders have really done a brilliant job. But that boundary marks the first boundary for KIIRA College Butiki. Flighted delivery, tries to go hard, tries to go across, seeing that the mid-on fielder trying to take him on, go over him, doesn't get in but on it. That's much better, really much better. Lunging forward and dropping the ball. Oh, off the back foot there, trying to hit it on the offside of the back foot, trying a back foot punch. Hassan Waswa really tight with the lanes. Another backward punch, back foot punch, chance of a run out. But they will only save for one. 5 runs from that over. Very beautiful over that has been. 6 runs from that over. With that single brings up the end of over number 11, and the score is 27 for the loss of 6 wickets. $120 runs required from only 9 overs, 25 balls to be precise. Beautiful touch there, easy drop, and they won't take a run. I don't know what's really running their mind. Doesn't Tambulira Muhaisini really trust his partner Ulai Heron, because that was clearly a single that needed to be taken, but really says no, that's no run. Tries to go hard for a big cut shot there, nowhere near the ball. That's a dot ball, 2 dot balls in a row, and whenever dot balls mount on you, pile on you, pressure also increases, and that's the situation that Tambulira Muhaisini doesn't have to be in at the moment. Really beautiful line there, really beautiful fourth, fifth stump, trying to lure the batters into a fall shot. We can see him trying to throw his arms onto the ball. Two fielders are patrolling the field, rather boundary. The long on, the fine leg, those are the only boundary raiders. They know at the moment boundaries are not coming easily, so they've kept on the attacking field. And Abdul Shabur is doing a very brilliant job here. 4 dot balls in a row. We can now see the intent with which KIIRA is having or playing with 17 dot balls, rather 17 balls played at the moment, only 4 runs taken from those balls, striking at 23.53. That's a very low strike rate, trying to take on Abdushabu. A maiden of dot balls. That's a maiden over from Asim Abduswabu, and with that over brings up over number 12, and the score is 27 for the loss of 6 wickets. Only 4 wickets left in for KIIRA College Butiki at the moment, requiring 120 runs. Now there will be a change in bowling attack. The spinner will be coming in from the primary end, left arm orthodox. Starts off with a beauty, pitching outside leg and turning away to the right hander. Very beautiful lane there for the left arm spinner. One of the challenges that right handers face is really facing the left arm bowlers, especially the spinners. It takes an extra talent and an extra skill to play such bowlers. You have to play with a turn. If you try to go across the lane, that would be very lethal, catastrophic for you. It can even end your demise. There has been a change. I think he was using rather spiked shoes, which isn't acceptable because it will be damaging the carpet. So you have to change the carpet, rather the spikes, for rubber shoes, I might say. Adrian Muksa has bowled already 2.1 overs, picking up 2 wickets at an economy of 1.36. The 2 batters, Tambulira Muhaisin and Valayo Keron, have only 9 runs amongst themselves, the former having 5 and the later having only 4 from 19 balls. All the economies are less than 50 rather less than 50, which is not a very good strike rate in the T20s. Wide is the call. So far we haven't seen so many extras in this inning from Masaka boys. Only 5 extras have been bowled, contrary to what were bowled in the first innings, 12 to be specific. Mukisa, a soft touch there. They don't even have to run for the singles. They are not converting singles into doubles or dot balls into singles. I don't think they are trying to get boundaries, which are not really coming easily at the moment. 2 balls left from Kisa's over. Another dot ball dropped from the body towards the square leg fielder who is running and has a long distance to cover, but they can't take a single. Communication between the two is key. Plants his foot, really plants his foot across and tries to go for a booming drive. Lucky enough, the bounce is matched on that delivery. And it's another dot ball. With that dot ball brings up the end of over number 13, and the score is 28 for the loss of 6 wickets. Are the runs that are required in the last 7 overs, with 4 wickets in hand for KIIRA College BUTIKI. Dot post to start off in the 14th over, but other games that are going on in the different grounds here in the Boys Schools Cricket Week Tournament, proudly sponsored by Skyview. Good Heart Secondary School versing Rwenzori High. Good Heart Secondary School is 99 all out, and Rwenzori High already has 38 for 4 wickets in the 7.2 overs. St. Joseph's College Laibi versing St. James Secondary School. The neighboring game here at this Nyakasura Oval, Nyakasura Ground 2. St. Joseph's College Laibi scored 146. This game has an issue online, but we shall get you. Beautiful shot there, really beautiful over the long on fielder to get a first maximum of this second innings. Really gave it all his best, leaning forward on one knee and sending it all the way over the long on. Beautiful boundary, much needed boundary. Shirisa Sahajanand School, Uganda versing Gulu High School. Shiri scored 163 for 7 in the 20 overs, whereas Gulu already has 40 for 3. And the Masaka game that we are watching live here versing KIIRA College BUTIKI, Masaka scored 146 runs in the allotted 20 overs for 9, and now KIIRA College BUTIKI has 36 runs for 6 in 14 overs. Only 110 runs required in the last 6 overs. With 4 wickets left, can they really chase down? Sasove ran out. Oh, doesn't really pick up the ball at the first glance. Little fumble at covers there. Quick running between the wickets. Proper calling here. At least this time round they were clear with their decision. Yes was a yes and they ran. Looking at the scorecard for KIIRA College Butiki, only one batter, that is Balayo Keron, has a double figure. Flighted delivery, tossed up in the air, trying to lower him into a false shot. He has protection on the on. The long on and the cow corner fielders are into play. A pitch in the air, won't carry to the cover fielder. Oh, beautiful back up there. Pressure still mounting to the KIIRA College boys, especially Arjuna Devin, who is yet to get off the mark. Up in the air, this time should be taken. Oh, goes over the short cover fielder. He really had to move, lunging backwards to try and get that chance that just goes begging. I think the technique of flighting up the balls in the air is working at the moment. We've seen 2 false shots at the moment. But how long can this go on? Beautiful shot there. Beautiful shot over the bowler's head. This time round you can buy the wicket with Arjuna Devin, but you can't do that with Keron, who is already established himself. He has faced 28 balls and scoring 18 runs. You can't just toss the balls up in the air. He's got his eye on, and he has to do something for his team. He has to fight up to the last moment, and yes, he is fighting. 44 is the score. Very clever from their lad. Very clever. He knows it's the last ball and he's picked up a boundary. He doesn't have to risk anymore, knowing that the field changes have been made. Third, rather long off and long on are at boundary. Now this time round he drops and stops it for a dot ball. With that dot ball, 16 overs down, 4-4 for 7. Very much appreciations to the sponsors of this tournament, Skyview, Batball Uganda, and the Uganda Cricket Association, that have really made things happen for this boys schools cricket week tournament that is taking place in Fort Portal City, along the 3 grounds. That is Kanonapolo, that also has 2 grounds. Nyakasura also has 2 grounds, and St. Leo's College, which also has 2 grounds. The Batball Uganda has sponsored the tournament by making sure that every ground has a scoreboard, and whenever you're batting in there, you really have to see how things are going on and how proceedings are going at the moment. You have to keep an eye on the scoreboard, and that has only been done by Batball Uganda. Start off with a big pickup shot, but we only get 1 run. That is Arjuna Davin. We saw how good he was with the ball, but what can he do with the bat? He's rotating the strike very well, letting the established batter to go on strike, and that batter is Keron, who already has 18 from 28. Oh, big swing and miss. One problem with slow bowlers is that you really have to be patient, wait for the ball, don't lose sight of the ball, don't lose your shape and drop your head. You really have to keep your position intact. Whenever you lose your head, you lose sight of the ball, and you tend to go across the lane. But very good bowling from that line there. Up in the air, edged. That would be a chase on. 2 is the call. Yes is a 2. And they will get the 2 runs. The answers 5 means it doesn't matter how you get the runs, but it's all about how you put the runs on the board. 2 runs added to that man. KIIRA, who is now having 20, the only batter who has managed to score the double figures, and is continuing to do that for his team. Very good over that was. Only 3 from the over, but very good awareness from KIIRA. He knows he has to bat all through, even if he doesn't chase down the runs, but he has to keep grinding, and see his team to the other side. Very good job. With that, dot ball brings up the end of the 17th over, and the score is 46 for the loss of 7 wickets. It will be good for Masaka to bowl out all the KIIRA College batters all out if they are to get a very good net run rate. But if they try and play out of the overs, the KIIRA College batters, they will also be doing themselves a very good job. Fishing, trying to fish and throw his arms onto the ball, nowhere near close the ball, and the keeper really doesn't do a better job to stop that from going for an extra. That would be a chance as a bye by the umpire. You don't have to let the most established batter on strike, that is KIIRA, at least let Arjuna be on strike the more. That's a word, trying to look for his body, losing his lane. KIIRA only does dodge that ball. Ooh, another extra, 2 extras so far in the over. 5 more balls to go. Yes is the call. That's another wide, and those will be 2 wides, making them 3 in the over. Already 5 balls have to be bowled with only 2.5 overs left in this second inning, chasing down 100 in those 2.5 overs. Can they do something? That would be 2 wide. The umpire had seen 2 wide. The keeper even had to put on a dive, but couldn't really get anywhere close. These weights are so many at the moment. Twesime Abduswabu, who was really good with his overs, bowling 2.1 overs at an economy of 2.3. Now seeing 5 wides in an over. That's so peculiar of what he has been bowling in the previous 2 overs, and he now has 5 balls to bowl. How well can he finish? Is he trying to wear down? He's only bowled 2 overs, but these weights are of a concern. And that would be a no ball called by the umpire. This time round, he bowls it far away from the wicket and outside, almost in the grass, and the umpire signals a no ball. And what does this no ball present to KIIRA, who is established himself, already having 19? Can he back himself up and get a boundary? Boundary be of fortune to his name. Tries to go across the lane, opens up the front foot. There is a fielder in the deep. Oh, beautiful stop there by the foot. Yes is a run. Rest is a call. 3 they will get. But very beautiful stop in the deep there. Very beautiful work done. But the guy, the boundary raider, seems not to be okay, especially by the athleticism that he put in. But it was very good to save his team. One more run. Was that a foul? I'm seeing them change. That should have been a foul. The umpire signals. Beautiful stop there. Really, really, really beautiful. Yes, it was a foul. The umpire signal. He must have stepped on the boundary line. The umpire does his job and signals it's a foul. But credit has to be given to that lad as the boundary fielder who gave in all his best to stop the ball despite the results. 4 more balls left in Abdushabu's over. That's another weight ball. Too many weight balls. Too many weight balls. But that really doesn't change anything to the fact that KIIRA College Boutique need 90 runs in 2.3 overs. But that reduces the run rate, I might say. We'll be back. Abdushabu will be back. We'll ball there to come back with the dot ball after bowling 6 weights and 1 no ball. A swing and a miss. Powerful swing onto the ball, but doesn't really get any bat on it. Only 1 ball left. Can he finish on the top? Can he finish with a boundary at the moment to make this the most expensive over in their inning? Already 12 so far, edged, and they will take 1 run. That makes it the most expensive over for Masaka at the moment, at this stage of the game. 13 gotten from that over, and the only over that KIIRA College Boutique has managed to get double figures, courtesy of the 5 extras that have been bowled. But with that end of the over, with that single brings up the end of the over, and the score is 59 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Two overs remain to play in this match, but you'd feel that there has been some bit of a lapse from the Masaka Sek fielders. You'd feel that maybe they had the chance of bowling out KIIRA College Boutique, but at this time of the game, KIIRA College Boutique looks like they will be playing out all their innings. They are looking at playing out all their overs. KIIRA College Boutique already with 51 runs after 18.2 overs. I beg your pardon, 60 runs after 18.2. Still doing some good work. Balayo Keron standing tall and raising up his hand to be counted there for KIIRA College Boutique, being the top scorer in the game with the 25 of 41. This time around, that's played backward of the square past the fielder, but there is another one in the deep to do the backup. Quick running between the wickets, and they managed to pick up a double. I think the plan should be working out for them so well. Try and make sure that they get themselves onto some nice total. Get confident, play in there, tries to wag that away, but just doesn't make any contact. 87 from 10 balls. You would quickly feel that this is already a victory for Masaka Secondary School, but KIIRA College Boutique also looking at playing out all the overs. Short pitched, but just dubbed to the gully area. No run is taken. Just going through his over very, very quickly there. Played up in the air, chance to catch. Is a pickings, and KIIRA College Butiki lose their 8th. Muted celebrations, but they would quickly feel that they already have the victory in the bag. This is the UCA Skyview Boys Schools Cricket Week tournament happening here at Nyakasura main ground. The match happening is between Masaka Secondary School and KIIRA College Butiki. By looking at the table standings, Shuri Sajanandi topping in Group A with 8 points from 2 games. St. John's High School Kauga also have 8 from 2 games. And trailing at the bottom of that table is Mount Renzo, who have lost all the 2 games they have played so far in this tournament. Well, in Group B, Masaka College Muri is topping with 2 wins from the 2 games they have played so far. St. John Secondary School Mukono also has 2 wins from the 3 games they have played so far, both tied at 8 points. And St. Joseph's College Lebi still finding themselves at the bottom of the table with no win. I beg your pardon, with 1 loss in the 1 game that they have played. This is the last over of the game coming in from the side of the staff room. 2-dot balls already in the over there from Sentume Ashraf. The number who just walked in is Ngobi Andrew. I beg your pardon, it's Matovu Mohammed who is bowling the last over of the game. But delivering them so well, 3 dots in the over. Just the delivery is complete. This match here at Nyakasura main ground. A bit of width there on the offer, but not played away there by the batter. Just 2 balls remained to complete this game, ladies and gentlemen. This is match day 2 of this tournament. Plays it down, fielded, and just a single run taken. Last ball of the match, they are yet to come up, ladies and gentlemen. Masaka Sek real on top of this one. They are making sure that they finish up the work very, very nicely here at Nyakasura ground. Played up in the air, chance to catch, athleticism, but that catch is put down by the fielder. A run out chance is a pickings. That's what the quick reaction does. A run out is completed. Masaka should be very, very happy after completing this victory. They've done the simple things simple with a lot of ease, try and make sure that they pick up this victory. Well, this victory for Masaka Secondary School brings the end to this match. Muted celebrations there as they do walk off. KIIRA College Butiki falling short by 83 runs, and Masaka picking up a massive one in this game. Looking at the scorecards of the game, KIIRA College Butiki won the toss and elected to have the ball first. Masaka came and posted 146 for 9 in 20 overs. A solid contribution there from Balayo. I beg your pardon. A solid contribution there from Kasule area and Luhakana Amos, who scored 28 apiece. 19 from Sianga Moses, a late cameo. 12 runs given away in form of extras. In the bowling card, Balayo Karen picked up 3 wickets. Ngobi Andrew and Ayarujulu picked up 2 wickets apiece. Whereas Ajuna Davin and Kiyuka Ason picked up a single wicket apiece in that game. Well, in the chase, only Balayo Karen stood tall, putting up that 26 of 47. But in extras given away by Masaka Sek, quite many. But Edwin Mukisa, there for Masaka Secondary School, was so unplayable. Bowling 4 overs, picking up 3 wickets, and completing in that economy of 1.25, conceding just 5 runs in his 4 over spell. Kasule area picked up 2 wickets as well, whereas Matovu Mohammed and Hassan Waswa plus Sentume Ashraf picked up a single wicket apiece. Masaka picking up the victory by 83 runs. We've come to the end of match day 2, but ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we shall be having action happening at this ground. And tomorrow in the morning we will have a ginger derby happening right here, where St. James Secondary School will take on Bosoga College Mwiri. Then later in the afternoon, Good Heart Secondary School from Bogembe Ginger will take on Gulu High School from Laibi down in Gulu. From the commentary team, my name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi, and Michael commentator Alijuna Fortunate. We will sign out for today, and we'll catch up tomorrow as we return on match day 3 of the annual Boys Schools Cricket Tournament here in Fort Portal City.